Hey, what's going on? It's Thomas Owen, and in this video, I want to share with you the exact 3-step system that a beginner Clickbank affiliate can take to go from 0 to 10K plus per month. So, without further ado, let's dive straight into it. I want to boil this down to 3 steps. It, as an overview, is very, very simple. If you've been through any of my previous content, you will see I am repeating the same steps. The reason is, they work. Like, there is no need to complicate it. There is no need to add in these weird, extra steps. Boiled down, it really does come down to 3 simple steps. Let's dive into step 1. The most important one is find an offer, okay? That is the pinnacle of this whole system. We need to find a good offer to promote. Now, Clickbank is probably my go-to when it comes to finding offers. I really do think that their marketplace is such a good resource to use for any affiliate, whether you're using Clickbank, BuyGoods, Digistore, MaxWeb, whatever network you're using. Clickbank is brilliant at giving you insights that maybe other networks, their interface maybe isn't as good or clear. So we're on the marketplace now. You don't need a Clickbank account to access the marketplace. Literally go clickbank.com/marketplace. You'll arrive here. And there's a few things I want to quickly point out. To start with, we have a few resources that we can dive into before we even look at offers. And I really recommend you do this. One is the YouTube channel. So if you were to look at Clickbank's YouTube channel, I won't bother going on it now, but you're on YouTube right now. Obviously watch this video first, but afterwards, you can go and check out YouTube channel for Clickbank. And on there, you can see the top 5 offers for December, the top 5 offers for January, the top 5 offers. They are literally handing you the stats and the top 5 offers. Now, as with everything, we always want to take a pinch of salt with what we're hearing. We don't know exactly. Maybe they're looking for someone, to try and push a certain offer. But as an overview, I'm pretty confident in saying that those 5 offers they're recommending are probably pretty good, right? So that, for one, is a great place to start. If you're stuck, if you're not sure, if you're brand new to this, especially as a beginner, you don't know where to start, Clickbank YouTube channel is probably the best place to start, okay? Now, also, they've got the podcast. Sometimes you'll hear discussion about certain offers on the podcast. If anything else, you'll gain insight, knowledge, and value from some of the guests that they have on the podcast. And then we have the blog, which is sort of like a text format of the YouTube channel. So if you don't want to watch, a 10-minute video, you can scroll through a blog post instead and still find the same offers. It's a really good little resource. There's no other networks that I am aware of that have that level of resources available to their affiliates. Or just, you don't even have to be an affiliate. You could just be a random visitor. Now, next off, we also have these categories at the top. So Clickbank and most other networks will also categorize their offers. We have health and fitness, we have e-biz, we have spirituality, we have self-help, home and garden. And each one of these then breaks down into a sub-niche. So if we were to go to health and fitness, we can see, if I move my fat head over there, we can see we have addiction, beauty, dental, dietary, diets and weight loss, exercise, fitness, general, meditation, etc., etc., etc. And we can also see a little bracket with the number of how many offers are in that category or sub-niche as of right now. And then we have these filters that we can select, such as, affiliate resources. We want to have offers that have an affiliate tools page. Yes, please. We definitely want that. We want it to be in English. Yep. And obviously you don't have to fill out these filters. I'm just giving you an insight as to, as a fresh beginner who's maybe never heard of Clickbank, these are the type of things you can do, right? Billing types, commission types, product types, mobile friendly, you get the picture. Now, you don't have to use these filters because one of the easiest things to do, if we go back to the marketplace, when you land on this page, let me move my fat head back down to that corner. In fact, I should really make it smaller, but then you won't see my pretty face. But one of the easiest things to do is just hit the magnifying glass. And what this is going to do is it's going to bring in the top performing offers on Clickbank as of how popular, ranked from high to low. Now, what this means is Number one is moving the most volume, meaning selling the most units, okay? So we can see that's Mytelin, and this is a weight loss offer. It makes sense. You know, it's January, New Year's resolutions. It sort of makes sense that we're going to see a lot of weight loss offers, which we tend to do year round anyway on Clickbank and other networks as well. But there's Mytelin. Now we can see there's some stats over here. One, we have the gravity score. So I'm going to touch upon this. I don't believe there's anyone that, apart from who works deep inside Clickbank, that knows the exact parameters around this stat. But gravity score, I'm hovered over it, and you can see, is a score based on the number of unique affiliates generating sales. Now, this is in a certain time frame. I'm not exactly sure what time frame that is, but let's just say it's inside the last 4 weeks, okay? So Mytelin has a gravity score of 462.88. Now, the reason why this is a little confusing, because there can't be, you know, is it 462 affiliates have generated at least one sale, but then where does the 0.88 come from? Like, is there an eighth of a person? Do you know what I mean? Like, where does that come from? So I'm not too sure exactly, but what we do know is gravity score means the higher the gravity score, the more affiliates are making at least one sale. Good in some ways, because obviously the more affiliates making sales, the more people are making it work. Obviously, the more chance we might have as a beginner to make it work, right? As a beginner, I really recommend staying on the top 10 of Clickbank. That's where your easiest low-hanging fruit is going to be. If you're more advanced with bigger budgets, more experience, I think going where there's less competition is more advisable, right? But as a beginner, you know, a couple of $100 a day budget, there's easy enough pie within Mytelin and the other top 10 offers for you to grab a small slice, okay? So gravity is an important stat. It gives an idea of competition, but also shows us that there's lots of people doing this. And that is one important metric we want to see, is we need to make sure other affiliates are making sales. So that's number one, right? Then number two, obviously, because it's number one in the rankings, means it's moving the most volume, meaning, you know, people are probably scaling this offer, okay? And there's also rebuilds as well, which is good. And we can see the initial conversion and, more importantly, the average per conversion. So this gives us an idea how much we can expect to be paid out in rev share. Rev share meaning the commission, the percentage that we generate, that comes to us if we generate a sale. On average would be $147, okay? Again, we can hover over it. Average commission earned per conversion includes initial sales, upsells, order bumps, rebuilds, all right? So with that being said, most affiliates tend to go for CPA, meaning a static payment per conversion. So this could be, in this case, it could be $140. So instead of having a rev share where you make 147 on average, you make 140. Now, I don't know exactly what the going CPA is for Mytelin, but I'm just using that as an example. Now, there's pros and cons to going straight to CPA. The pros are, if you go straight to CPA, you don't need to worry about a couple of things. You don't need to worry about refunds and chargebacks. Now, you know, tongue in cheek, you do have to worry about it, because obviously if you're inundated with refunds and chargebacks, the vendor's going to start approaching you. Potentially Clickbank might start approaching you and say, look, something's got to change with the traffic you're generating because you've got 50% refund rate, right? So obviously there is stipulations to it. But in general, if you are CPA, you don't have to worry about refunds and chargebacks being subtracted from the revenue or the commissions that you generate, okay? Now, number two is you don't have to have a reserve held. If you are on CPA, then Clickbank won't hold back any of your money, all right, your commissions. Whereas if you're on rev share, which means the percentage commission, then Clickbank will hold a set amount. Now, it used to be 10%. And that hold will be, I can't remember exactly, but 8 weeks, potentially, maybe more. So let's say you generate $5,000 this week, okay? $500 of that will be held for 8 weeks. And that hold is there in case you get hit by a ton of refunds and chargebacks, then at least you have some commissions held back, right? So that's what that's there for. And as you generate more leverage, trust, etc. with Clickbank, you can negotiate those sort of holds, maybe knock it down to 5% being held. Now, my recommendation when starting out is start with RevShare, because it's a good idea to get a baseline for what your average per conversion is. Clickbank are telling us it's $147. Now, we could have 2 affiliates running Facebook ads. One affiliate, their average dollar per conversion could be $125, okay? Now, the other one could be $165. So 2 very different average conversions, right? Or average dollar per conversion. So if yours is $165 and that's your average dollar per conversion, but you went straight for CPA and your CPA offer was $130, then potentially you're losing $35 for every conversion you generate. Now, again, with the rev share, we have to factor in there's going to be refunds and chargebacks. Using that $165 example, even with a very high, generally for health, 10% refund chargeback rate, that would be $16.50 subtracted from every conversion on average, right? Because you'd have a 10% refund rate. So, but even with that, well, 165, that would still leave you $149, there it is about, as opposed to the 130, 135 CPA payout that you might take off the bat, all right? Now, if you're generating 1,000 conversions every month, that could be an extra $15,000 in revenue you're losing or you're not taking, right? That's going straight into the vendor's pocket. So my recommendation is, when possible, take the rev share offer or option, generate a decent amount of sales, and I would say a decent amount to get an idea would be at least 50, ideally. Now, I know some people will wait only for 10, 20, and that's fine as well. It'll give you an idea. But the more data you have, the more confirmed of an idea you have, right? The more, the more confirmed that number's going to be. So then you can say to the vendor, what's my CPA? 130. But I'm generating 165 and I only have a 4% refund rate, right? You have the leverage. You have the leverage and you have the data to back it up. I have a very itchy nose, so I apologize that I keep scratching. All the wisdom that I'm dropping, right? Hopefully. Okay, now I'm getting attacked by the window cleaners. Okay, so we have that, right? Now I want to quickly jump into another place we can confirm that we have, these offers. And obviously we've not even looked at the offers. We only talked about Mytelin and then, understanding the statistics. Also, we have, the affiliate page. I always want to see an affiliate page for the offer that I'm promoting. We have the contact to the vendor and the affiliate team. And we have some other key stats or information about that. So I always want to look at the affiliate page. And the better the affiliate page, the better it is for us to promote. It means that, this vendor is way more, able or open to working with affiliates. The more tools they supply, the more we can approach and ask for custom stuff once we have leverage, right? So I always want to make sure that the affiliate page is decent. Now we have these other stats, and I would always take these with a pinch of salt. Obviously, I'm not going to bother going through this. I know Mytelin's affiliate page is quite good, but I'm not going to go through and fill all the information in just for the purpose of not spending too much time on that. Now, we can scroll through and we see Java Burn, another weight loss offer, Prostavive, a prostate offer. Again, look at the gravity, the average conversion. I think prostate's a really good niche, a very good offer. Obviously, a lot less in average per conversion, but here's a little bit of what would be the information? A little bit of a tip. If you're going after Mytelin, if you're going after Java Burn, weight loss offers, be prepared to pay a higher CPM, obviously, right? A higher, cost per 1,000 impressions is CPM. That's what we get charged when we run ads. The reason being, there's a lot of competition for one. Two, we're usually targeting women on Facebook, and women usually come with a higher CPM. and usually the older demographic. Again, higher CPM. So combine that all together, competition, women, 65 plus, we have a very high CPM, which means we're paying more for our traffic. Obviously, a higher payout means we can sort of balance that out. But other than that, a good way of doing it is to maybe go and target a cheaper demographic, such as men, 45 plus, right? Suffering from prostate issues. I think I see right now my prostate ads are maybe 50% or half the cost of my weight loss ads. Right? Now, the conversion rate's actually better for prostate, I find, although the payouts may be slightly lower because the conversion rate's better and because I'm paying half as much for the traffic, I'm quits in. It makes more sense for me to go after prostate than it does weight loss. Now, it might not be as scalable. There might be a lower ceiling, and the ceiling that I found for prostate is around $25K a day. Whereas weight loss, I've spent up to $150,000 in one day. So, there's, two very big factors, right? I would sometimes rather take a lower return, ROI or ROAS, return on ad spend, but be able to spend $150K per day and get 20% ROAS, then spend 20K a day and get a 40% ROAS or a 50% ROAS, right? My higher profit is going to be in the 150K a day with the lower ROAS. So again, I'm going off on tangents, so I've got to pull myself back. I want to quickly jump over, I know this is going to be a super long video, but I want to quickly jump over to another place we can get an idea as to, where good offers are. So if we go over to Spy Hero, let's move myself up there. Spy Hero is a Facebook ad spy tool. It also has the capability to spy on YouTube and native as well. It's from Robbie Blanchard, who is the guy behind Commission Hero, which is probably the biggest and most successful training, education course, if you will, for Facebook ads and Clickbank offers. And he's put together this spy tool a couple of years ago. It's a very good spy tool. And the reason why it's so good is it makes it very easy to find ads running offers that we want to promote. So you can see we've got Nagano Tonic, we've got Mytalin, we've got Fitspresso, Lipozem, Java Burn, Prostavive, right? Instantly we found, well, we're just looking at Mytalin, right? So we can go and jump over to Mytalin. Let's go and have a look at some of the ads. Let's see what people are running. And now this is going into step 2. Okay, so step 1, find an offer. Maybe we want to run Mytalin. Step 2, find ads and landing pages that are running to that offer or similar, because obviously we don't have to run or find Mytalin ads. We could find ads to different weight loss offers and sort of utilize them. Now, the reason we want to find ads and landing pages isn't to rip them. It's not to copy them or clone them. It's to get inspiration from them, okay? Like, I really do believe in swiping, but swiping to then tweak and make unique to your own. I do not believe in swiping and then running as your own, okay? I want to make sure I change things up, and I'm going to show you how we can do that. So we can see here we have ads for Mytalin. How simple is this, right? Look at this. So here's some good intel. We have Wholesome Mondays. These ads started running on the 23rd, 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 27th. They've been running 9 days, 13 days, 9 or 13 days. I said, that's not a huge amount of time, but it's a decent amount of time to be like, well, maybe they are making sales, right? Now, I'm not saying they are, but they could be. Let's look at the ad. Now, who, in fact, check this out, who cannot, that's backwards, back to front. In fact, it's not the exact same one. It's very similar though. But who cannot go on Amazon, who cannot bob down to the local supermarket or grocery store and buy a bottle of apple cider vinegar, a box of baking soda. I'm going to assume we've all got a glass and all got a smartphone to take a photo of our baking soda, our bottle of, sparkling water, and, whatever else, right? And I think most of us will be able to do that. Literally take a picture and then add this TikTok sort of text caption. You could do this in Canva quite easily. You could do this on probably your mobile phone to add a caption. I don't know if you can do it on your mobile phone, but I'm going to guess you can. I am the most creative, illiterate person. I cannot create, I would make these creatives look terrible, like taking my own photo. But that's only because I'm negative on my own ability, right? It's not because they look bad. They probably look absolutely fine to most people. It's because I've done them. That's why I think they look bad. But we can see this would be very easy to do. We could literally do this in 30 seconds. In fact, I bet most of us already have some of these ingredients or similar things that we could use in our cupboards. Pretty much guaranteed. All right, then we look at the ad copy. So we can see very, very similar to most ad copy. I bet if we were to scroll down this whole length of this page, we're going to see ad copy that's pretty much identical to this, although worded differently. It's going to be a story, drop from 237 to 149. Notice how there's no use of pounds, LBS, or anything, abbreviations like that. It's the numbers. Obviously, if we say drop in pounds or LBS, Facebook might flag it, reject the ad, potentially shut down the account. I think they're savvy enough to work out what this ad is referring to just by using the numbers. But because there's no specific pounds, weight, fat, those keywords that could trigger a rejection, they're sort of able to swerve it, okay? So, good ad. Again, look, another 4 rows of ads, 9 days, 7 days, 6 days, 3 days. So what I like to do is I like to find a couple of ads, okay? So here we have some video ads and a purple flower, some more ads, again, same page. These have been running 13, 14 days as well. The longer the ads have been running, the more likely that they're a better ad. I'm not saying that means that they're a winning ad, by the way. Not all, you'll sometimes have people like me who keep all my losers running for like $1 a day. So you'll see my ads in here, and they might be complete losers, but they're to throw people off who like to rip and run, and then they end up ripping 10 of my bad performing ads, and obviously don't get anywhere with them. So if that's your game plan, unlucky sucker. More baking soda. Like, how easy is it to replicate these images? Now, don't rip them. I'm not saying to download these images. That's a lazy way of doing it. Create your own, and even better, add some kind of unique spark. See how these don't have any text caption, right? That might be the creative spark, to add a text caption like we saw up here. Overlay a text caption on your own images. That could be the differentiator. Bananas. I love bananas on images. These are old photos. I recognize these photos from a while ago. But now different ingredients, right? We've got gherkins, okay? Or pickles, whatever you guys call them in the US. Interesting. We've got contrast here. I like this. How it pops out, because they black and whited the rest of the picture, and they've kept the image or the jar of gherkins with a red outline. I love that. That's how we stand out, okay? This is a great example of standing out. What else have we got? Let's go to the second page and have another look, see what else there is. Okay, again, they've done similar with yellow outline on these little pickled onions or whatever they are. AI, what look like AI UGC people, or avatars, if you will. Stuff being... One of my best performing ads was banana peels being fried in a frying pan with Coca-Cola being poured in, just as a FYI. That was for an offer from a while ago. Baking soda videos. You get the picture, right? We could scroll forever and we're going to see very similar ads. We get an idea of what's working. And that is the purpose of going on the spy tools, is to find what's working and then try and tweak it to make it better. So going back to the image, I don't know if the image where it was blacked out and then the gherkins were in colour, you could do that but with something different. Use the baking soda, use apple cider vinegar, use something completely different. I saw an ad the other day, I can't remember what it was promoting, but it was brilliant. Such a good ad. It was 2 jars and it almost looked like an alien or a scorpion or something in the jar hanging up. It wasn't. It was a root of a plant. But it was that like curiosity invoking. It made me stop and wonder what the hell it was. And again, like I said, at first I thought it was a scorpion. But those are the type of ads, although they're not super relevant, we want to stop that scroll. We want to capture their intention. And for a beginner ClickBank affiliate, image ads are the easiest way to get started because you don't have to worry about voiceovers. You don't have to worry about utilizing AI avatars. You don't have to worry about hiring UGC creators. You don't have to worry about writing a video ad script. So image ads are the easiest to get started with, and probably where I'd recommend most beginners go. In Ad Profits Academy, in my community, we go into a lot more detail with actually video ads and how we can, because personally I prefer video ads because there's so many more moving parts that we can use to test the lead, the hook, the angle, the body, the voiceover, the actor, the UGC, human, AI, the background. There's a ton of different things that we can sort of play around with, and sometimes it can be the case of just changing a few words in the lead that can make all the difference. So again, I digress. Find what's working, take a note of what's working, use it as inspiration, and then what we want to do is we want to take some of this ad copy, and my recommendation would be is to open up a Google Doc, take all of the ads that you like the look of, copy the ad copy, so I'd copy all the ad copy, paste it into my Google Doc. That's ad one. Another one where, oh, this looks good, it's been running 2 or 3 weeks, it's looking good. I'll copy, paste. And I want to build this document out. Where did we go? Let's go back to Mytelin. I want to build this document out until I've got a good amount of ads, okay? So you could come here, we'll take this as well. In fact, we're going to open up this ad. And let's open up the Gherkin one as well, because I like that ad. All right, so I'm going to copy everything onto my Google Doc. I want to have at least, 10, 12 different ads. The more the better, but it's got to be good ads. Read through them. Don't make sure you're not just, copying any old jargon. Make sure, this is actually a good ad. Read through it. Does it resonate? Could you see this, resonating with the target market? Could you see this pulling on the heartstrings of, an overweight woman in, 55 years old, wherever, right? Could you see this working? That's really what you got to ask yourself. Don't just pull anything and everything. Pull off good ads, all right? And ones that have been running for a decent amount of time that we can assume seem to be working, all right? Now, one thing that I will also say, and also pull off the headlines as well, and there's a landing page that we can sort of look at. So then what we can do here when we've opened up the ad in a new tab is we can go and see the landing page. We could do this as well. I would do this on a separate document, but I would pull off the landing page copy as well. Okay, and you could go and find your own before and afters on Google, literally search on Google before and after, your target market, so female, 45-year-old before and after. There's millions of images you can use, and you'd want to find some similar to this. And then you can put that into a doc for your landing page copy, and we'll come back to that in a second. The next thing I want to show you real quick is I like to visit the Facebook page that I'm looking at because I want to see if their ads are still active, okay? So I visit the page, I go to About, I go to Page Transparency, and then See All, and then go to Ad Library. And in here, we can see exactly what ads this page is actively running. So we can see, we saw these ones, right? These TikTok captions, all right? Same copy, same headline. We can see when they were launched. These are quite recent ones. Now we go down below. We can see December 30th, 29th, 27th, 23rd. So we can see, these ones on the 23rd were like, I don't know how many days ago, 12 days, 13 days, which coincides with what we were seeing in Spy Hero. All right, so we can see that, right? I want to make sure that they're still active because what will happen sometimes is you'll look in Spy Hero or any spy tool and you'll see it's showing active ads. You check out the page, you go and look and see if they're still active and they've been turned off, right? Whether that's Facebook rejecting them or whether that's they've stopped working and the affiliate has turned them off, I don't know, but we can only assume, okay? All right, so once we've checked that out, once we've got our Google Doc with, different ad copies, we can head over to something, let me move my head back over here. We can head over to po.com, okay? Now, po.com allows us to, this could be, OpenAI or whatever, Chat GPT or Claude or whatever you want it to be. Like, this doesn't have to be po.com. It could be any sort of AI chat bot, whatever you want to call it. We use this copy bot, and this is for weight loss, right? So literally all I've done is I've input a couple of links to a weight loss offer. I've uploaded documents based on research that we've just been talking about, and some video ad scripts as well. And now it's giving me a few different angles and primary texts for me to look through, right? And you can see I'm playing on this New Year's resolution angle. So the first one is, and by the way, this is definitely not perfect. It's definitely not the best copy, but what it is super fast and very, very affordable. For me to write this, for all of the copy that I've got, so there's one, hooks, headlines, there's another primary text. Here's some hooks, here's some headlines, there's another most aware primary text, hooks, headlines, most aware headlines. Like for me to write this copy would be, a good amount of hours. Now, depending on how much you charge or see your time worth per hour, that's how much it's going to cost, right? Now, if you were to hire a copywriter to do similar, although they could produce better work, it could be literally 7-10 days before they deliver it, and it could also be $500 to $1,000 to deliver, 3 different primary texts, 5 hooks per primary text, 5 headlines per primary text, right? 3 different angles. It could be a decent chunk of change. So to use AI to help basically speed up the process and also reduce the cost, it just makes sense. We don't have to have perfect ads right off the bat. The idea is we find angles, creatives, concepts that work and resonate, and then we take those, and then maybe we push them and try and have a copywriter write this particular angle, improve this copy, improve this video ad script, improve this primary text. Or we could continue to use AI. It doesn't really matter. We do both. We use AI, we use human copywriters as well. But you can see it's not half bad, right? I was so done with failed New Year's resolutions, but then everything changed when I stumbled across this weird purple Japanese tonic on TikTok. I tried everything, crash diets, gyms, collected dust, and countless weight loss programs that left me heavier than before. Like, this is just like going through different pain points, different things like most people will be experiencing. Gym memberships, like who's had a gym membership and just never used it? They've been once in the last 6 months, right? But they're still paying $60 a month or whatever it is to be a member. They just don't use it, right? So like it's really getting into the mind, like really resonating with the target market. So they're like, shit, this is basically my life. This is exactly where I am. I resonate so much with this, and that's the idea that we're looking to do, is to really get into their head. And obviously with pain points, right? New Year's resolutions, failed New Year's resolutions. Okay, and then obviously then introducing the VSL, the method as sort of the solution, right? And obviously the desired outcome, down £57. Now obviously bearing in mind we'd want to be a little bit careful with using £57. I have had ads that we've used pounds and, we've not really gone too heavy on removing the weight loss references, but I would definitely remove this type of language. Like we saw in Spy Hero, we could see 244 to 157, no words like pounds, LBS, it was literally just the numbers, right? All right, and again, you can keep on working with Chat, GPT, Claude, or whatever AI you use, make it more compliant. Stop using these words. Don't use weight loss references, blah, 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 until you've got a version that you think will be fine to use, okay? So that's the next step. So what you would do here is you would upload your Google Doc of the swiped ads that you've swiped and ask it to write, to dissect it, pick out angles, focus on pain points, focus on desired outcomes, and give you 3 to 5 different variations of primary text that you can then use, right? Headlines as well, and then also with your landing page document you can do the same. Ask AI to write you a landing page as well, and then what we do is we go to Convertri, we'd create a page similar to this or similar to the ones that you've used before, or that we saw before, sorry, which was actually a really good page. This looks pretty solid. It looks like it's going to be really nicely formatted for mobile because it's quite narrow, but we create either something like this. So we get a lot of good success with splash pages. Again, we go into more detail in Ad Profits Academy about the 3 different types of landing pages that we use. Okay, and then that's it. So then, this is step 2, right? So step 1 was find the offer, Mytelin, or whatever weight loss offer, or whatever prostate, whatever you want to run. Step 2 was collate the ads and landing pages and feed into AI to then have something written. Again, we're not recreating the wheel. We're not starting from scratch. We're finding things that are working. We're then giving that to AI to craft into our own unique variations. Same with the creative. You know, we already talked about how we've all got a smartphone. We've all got the ability to order something from Amazon or to go down to the local grocery store and pick up a few different items. To try and think of something unique, a really good tip would be to ask chat or AI, give me some ideas. These are the type of things. Explain what people are using in their ads. Excuse me. Give me some ideas to stand out from the crowd. I really like that idea with the black, colourless background with the standout gherkins. I think that's a really good idea and concept to use. And also with what I spoke about with like the thing that I thought was a scorpion was a really good idea as well. Just to stand out, we see how many baking sodas, how many apple cider vinegars are in the newsfeed. Every other ad that they're scrolling past is probably baking soda or apple cider vinegar. Obviously they work, but sometimes it's better to stand out, to be unique, to zag while everyone zigs or whatever that saying is. Okay, so step 3, third and final step, is to actually launch this inside of Facebook ads. So the way I like to launch my ads right now in this, we're into January. It's been a very rocky last few months with Facebook ads. So the best way for me is using micro budgets. So I'm not going to build out a full campaign. I'm just going to really simply show you what I would do here, right? So we're at the campaign level, and I'm just going to use this as an example. So what I would do is, obviously, I've got my naming conventions. I'm very, very big on naming conventions. So my ad account name, the offer initials, MB for micro budget, 111, one campaign, one ad set, one ad. The creative identifier, the audience, and the date. And then CBO is turned on, or Advantage Campaign Budget Plus, as it's now known, and a very small budget. $20 a day, $25 a day, $30 a day, $10 a day. Completely depends on your budget. What I aim to do when I start is test, for me, between 10 to 20 creatives, meaning I'll have 10 to 20 campaigns at $20 a day. For someone who has maybe a smaller budget than that, $20 a day could be 5 creatives, so that would be $100 a day. Or if you only had $50 a day, you could do 5 creatives at $10 a day. It really doesn't matter. So obviously I don't want to spend $1 a day, and I think $10 a day is quite low, but $20 a day is low as well, right? So it's completely up to you. And the whole point here is I launch my campaign, CBO, one ad set, broad for me, unless you have a winning audience already. And then I want to put my one ad, and I'll usually I'm not going to go into the ad because obviously I'll give my page name away, but I'll have 5 primary texts, 5 headlines, and 1 creative. And I won't be using flex. This is actually from Kurt Marley, by the way, so it's nothing that I've made up or devised, this structure. Kurt Marley, freaking absolute dude. He's got a few other methods, a belt method and something else. But basically, we're ultimately just allowing Facebook to try and find what's working. So going back to our AI, where we were asked to get a few variations of primary text, I will take each of those primary texts, add it to my ad, okay? And then I would take the 5 headlines. So I'll actually show you real quick. All right, so real quick, right? So we've got our ad, got our page. I just changed the page name because I don't want people finding it. So we'll go down, we've got our creative uploaded, and then, an idea would be, I'm literally just putting 1 primary text, 2 primary text, 3 primary text, 4 primary text, and then a 5th primary text. Now you could just work with 3 primary text if you wanted to, it's completely fine. And then I'm going to do the same with headlines, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the whole idea here is we're going to give Facebook a little bit of, do what you can, find what what's going to work for us, giving them a little bit of control, but whilst we're able to just run low budget, meaning we can keep budget or cost down, $20 a day, I'm very, very open to spending $20 a day to test a creative. What I like to do is I like to run for 2 to 3 days and then go back and have a look and see what the results are. So I'll let it run for 2 or 3 days. Then I'll go in, I'll start making changes. And obviously it's going to depend on your payout, how much you spend, how much you allow, how long you let it run for. You know, it's going to depend on, you know, if you're lead gen, if you're e-com, if you're, you know, doing Nutra, all going to depend around that payout as to how much you spend to let it go. But for me, that 2 to 3 day mark definitely makes sense. It gives it enough time. This is something, again, that Kurt talks about. Gives it enough time for it to sort of, you know, show itself. I'm a big, big believer in ads showing themselves early. So if within 2 or 3 days, the ad's not, you know, producing results, I'm quite happy just to turn it off and move on to the next ad, right? And that's it. You know, now obviously I'm not going to go into scaling. You know, as a beginner Clickbank affiliate, you're probably not going to be needing to know how to spend $10,000 a day just yet. Again, we'll be talking way more on that subject in Ad Profits Academy, which there is a link below if you want to check that out. But apart from that, we're going to leave it there. So to reiterate the steps, step 1 is to find a solid offer, okay? Find a good offer to promote, whether it's Clickbank, whether it's Buy Goods, whether it's lead gen, whether it's Giddy Up, wherever it is, right? Find a good offer to test and promote. Step 2 is find ads and landing pages to take inspiration from for that offer or similar offers, okay? Collect a document, build a document on ad copy from ads that look good and seem to be working, and feed that into AI to then produce your own copy, all right? Get at least 3 to 5 primary text variations, playing on different angles, different lengths, different concepts. Then the same with headlines, then get landing page copy built, put that all together, don't rip anyone's stuff. Take inspiration from the creative, what images are running, what videos are running. If you have the ability to create your own videos, then feel free to do so. If not, stick with the images. Take some photos with your smartphone. Get some ingredients out of the cupboard and take some photos. Add some captions. Play around with the contrast, etc. to play around. That's all you need to do. Step 3, get them launched with micro budgets so you can then control the cost without risking too much money. There's loads of different ways you can launch ads. One of my, you know, one of the ways that I see a lot of people talk about is dumping all of your ads into one big CBO, X amount, you know, $2,000 a day, bid caps, blah, blah, blah. That's fantastic, but not if you're a beginner. That's fantastic, but only if you've got data in the ad account. Like, it doesn't make sense to me, like in a brand new ad account, to just dump everything in with a bid cap, because Facebook has no idea what your bid should be. Like, how do they know what the bid is if there's no data on it, you know, within the ad account? How do they know if you don't have an average CPA? The whole idea here with these micro budgets is to gather data, test fast, and cost efficiently, okay? Then we can look at building bigger campaigns and scaling, right? But only once we found winning ads, audiences, and our ad account has enough data that we can start playing around with bigger budgets and bid caps, and Facebook has an idea as to exactly what we need to spend in order to acquire a customer. All right, guys, any questions, let me know. Check out the description below. I'm going to leave a link to Ad Profits Academy. Again, you don't have to, but if you are interested in absolutely crushing 2025 as an affiliate, running Facebook ads to offers such as Clickbank offers, Buy Goods, MaxWeb, Digistore, then this community is going to be for you. There's courses in there teaching exactly what I do. I'm in there every day answering questions, dropping new content. We're going to have weekly calls. There's a bunch of things going on. Big, big plans for 2025, and it is insanely cheap. So if you're looking to get started as an affiliate, or if you're an intermediate or advanced affiliate and you just want to level up and be around other people at the same level, get inside and I shall see you in there. Cheers, guys.